is late. We, in all fairness, did try and start at 1:15, but or we're meant to start at 1:15, but yeah, it was a bit later than that. Just we do the Wrestling Escape Pod before, and it does tend to overrun, and I knew this week it would definitely overrun, so hence why we've said it a little bit later. But we're live, we're up and running, we're here, and we can go through whatever we need to go through. What I want to do is just have a look, see what we've got happening tonight. So 4 teams of 8 talented young women in this year's Dusty Classic has a high bar for an incredible women's division. So we've got, let's have a look. It looks like we've got Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez taking on a couple of girls. Can't remember their names. They are Leon Ulisa, and Feroz Valenti. So cool. We've got Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai taking on Indi Hartwell and Persia Pirotta. We've also got Carmelo Hayes against Pete Dunne. We've got Gunther taking on Solo Sikoa tonight. That'll be amazing. Andre Chase taking on Von Wagner. And we've got Anthony Draco taking on Haaland. It says, as well as that, we've got Bron Breakker and Ciampa taking on the Dirty Dogs. And apparently, that is going to start the show. So we know of 7 matches for the show. We've got 7 matches that we know that are taking place tonight. So busy night ahead for the next few hours. And it should be a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I'm looking forward to that Gunther match against Solo Sikoa. I mean, that's a tricky one because I don't want Gunther to lose. To be honest, I want Solo Sikoa to do well, but I want Gunther to win as well. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But a pretty stacked card tonight on NXT. Certainly, the card looks very, very interesting. Hello, people saying hello. Well done to those that just got through to the grand final of our community. We got a podcast, and our community have voted on who goes through to the final of our little talent contest, and it's going to be next week. Anna Dawes taking on William Hensey, taking on Patrick O'Neill. So again, just a reminder, if those want to send in a new video or just run with the one they've got, then that's absolutely fine. They'll just have to let me know. Ghostface Leo, shout out to you. I hope you are well. Ghostface Leo. William Hensey, the Irish find, is here for a while. Robert, shout out to you. Did you see that Spurs lost? I did. Yes, I did. I saw that they lost to Middlesbrough in extra time, which was crazy. Robin said, I'm excited for Pete Dunne, Carmelo Hayes. I remember days like in their first match. Wow, I'm sure this one's going to be good as well. I mean, I must admit, Carmelo Hayes is someone that when I see he's got a match, I don't tend to get all that excited. I'm not down on it, but it doesn't excite me, and I don't know why, because every time I see him wrestle, he has great matches. He's clearly someone that's got charisma. He's clearly someone that's got great potential. And I don't know. I mean, I look at him having a match, and it just doesn't really, like, if I wasn't streaming and I was like trying to decide should I tune in or not, a Carmelo Hayes match wouldn't get me to tune in, and I genuinely don't know why, because he's really, really good. And I enjoy watching him wrestle. But so hopefully, a few more of those good performances, he'll, start to really be one of those performers I really do look out for. I can't explain it. I think it's just because he's still new. I'm still kind of, formulating my opinion of him. But it's all really positive stuff so far. So yes, I am looking forward to him against Pete Dunne. It genuinely looks like a really strong card tonight. Alicia Mine says Cain Velasquez chased down 2 men riding in a vehicle. One of them accused of abuse of one of Cain's children. The other involved was the father of the abuser. That's interesting. Trenton said, I tried for my video, but I was drunk. Fair play. Doesn't matter, dudes. I appreciate you sending it in, giving it a go, and it wasn't to be this time, just, getting beaten in your little semi-final thing in the poll, but it's always next time, dude. Always next time. Just banging on about P.O. Box. Miss Clown, shout out to you. Days, this war is scary. Hope you are safe. Yep. Well, as safe as anyone can be at the moment, what with all the stuff that's going on. But it is scary, and obviously, continued thoughts with people in the Ukraine. Obviously, thoughts are with them and what they're going through. And I think the Ministry of Defence for the UK put a message out, and it's like, here's today's update on the illegal and unprovoked war in the Ukraine, and it's like, it's a really good way of summing it up, isn't it, really? This is illegal and unprovoked, and it's appalling. I saw a video of a female journalist, crying and getting upset with Boris earlier, saying, like, that she wants countries to do more, which you can understand, I mean, ideally, the Ukraine would want us sending troops and everything, but, I mean, that would be the start of, that would be World War III. The point she was making is World War III is here now, but we're not quite there yet, are we? At the moment, it's still Ukraine against Russia, but, it is scary stuff. Raw and SmackDown are better than NXT, says Dawson. Ghostface Leo said, can you send videos next week for people that can't send anything? Can you still send videos? Yeah, you can send in videos all the time. The only thing I would say is that the Wep Idol thing was this week, so you wouldn't be able to enter into that, but we want and encourage videos all the time. Like, if you want to share your thoughts about AEW Revolution, or you want to ask a wrestling question, I mean, my emails are always open to that, so feel free to send them through at any time. Sean Ross Sapp revealed the hair whips last night were not mic'd, just pain. How can someone's hair make that much noise? Were they added, though? I mean, they might not be mic'd, but was that sound effect just dropped on top? I don't know if that wasn't just a sound effect. DM'd you on Twitter about the Hulk Hogan figure. Yeah, I'm really interested in it, bud. Yeah, I saw that it's up for pre-order now, which is really exciting. So, yeah, thanks for sending that. I am genuinely really excited for the Hulk Hogan Ultimate Edition figure that's coming out. And it's on Ringside Collectibles. I've shown it before, but we've got some better images coming through now. And this is the one, man. This is the one. Look at it. This Hulk Hogan figure. I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I was so excited for a figure. This Hulk Hogan figure I am really excited for, mainly because of the belt. I mean, the other thing as well is it's based on WrestleMania 1, and I just think that's so special. But also, that belt, which it just refuses to focus on, but that belt has never been made by Mattel before. That is the first time they've ever made this belt, and I think that is the Hogan 85. It was only around in, like, 85. They changed it in, obviously, 86. And, yeah, it's just they've never made that belt. They've never made that belt. And this Hulk Hogan is, as you said, a Hulk Hogan that is based on WrestleMania 1. And it comes out at the same time as Mr. T, who was obviously his tag team partner at that time. So I love the Hogan. The T looks cool as well. But I just love that Hulk Hogan. So you're very excited for that, buddy. Very excited. ECW was better than modern day Raw, SmackDown, AEW. I've posted on Twitter concerning next week's WEP. You've posted on Twitter concerning next week's WEP. I don't know where to go, to be honest, but I mean, I've got... Oh, hang on. I'm honoured you voted for me. Thank you all. Feel free to come to Dave's channel and add your thoughts and opinions on what song I should sing, what I should do. You choose what I submit for next week. That's nice. So there we go. William is saying jump over to Dave's channel. I don't know when Dave's live, but jump over to Dave's channel and join in the conversation of what you want to see from William. I am retweeting that. There we go. Apparently it was real. It was just like last year's WrestleMania. Someone recorded a video from the crowd and you can hear it, says Harley. No one wins in war. Russia or Ukraine, no one can win and find way forwards. Much respect, absolutely. Who wins? Solo Sikoa or Gunter? It's going to be interesting. I mean, maybe we could ask. Maybe that'll be an interesting one to put to the community, and we'll see what you lot think. Gunter. Gunter. Solo Sikoa. Who wins? Who wins? Right, I've put it in the poll. There we go. A Russian soldier said he was lied to, saying he was never meant to go to war, says Ghostface Leo. Acknowledge me, head of the table, says Brendan. Brendan, shout out to you. Right. We are, how long away? About 20-odd minutes away. So, as we said, we've got quite a lot of stuff to look forward to tonight. I don't think there's been much in the way of wrestling news today. If there has, I haven't seen it. The big news that is doing the rounds is about Cain Velasquez. I hadn't heard this news that it was something to do with someone, like, assaulting his kid or anything. I hadn't heard that. I mean, obviously, this could be moody for him, you know. This could be difficult. I mean, there are apparently mitigating circumstances, and I must admit, I thought that Cain Velasquez wouldn't do it unless he was provoked. We did say this yesterday. I was like, look, I don't know what the person has done. Or like, you know, what would result in Cain Velasquez doing this, but this, like, there must be a reason. Like, he's not hurting for money. He's made money. I don't think he's struggling for money. I don't think he's involved in, like, any drugs cartels. So I thought there could be more to that story. So it's very, very interesting to see that there is. Philip said, would you like to see the end of the brand split? No, not really. I think that the brand split's got pros and cons. I think that having two brands and giving people an opportunity to shine on TV is fine, because back in the day, back in 2016, I remember you used to watch Raw and you didn't need to watch SmackDown. SmackDown had some decent wrestling on, and it was fine. There'd be a little, something to it, but you could miss it. You could skip it and just watch Raw, because all the big things happened on Raw, and then there might be the odd little ripple. But in all fairness, if you tuned into next week's Raw, if anything did happen on SmackDown, they'd go, this happened on SmackDown, and they would just show you the little clip. Like, you really did not need to watch it. At least with two brands, people get an opportunity to shine. You don't get burnt out. Stories can just take that little bit longer to breathe. I think there's some real positives. The negative is all to do with WWE not being creative enough. I mean, there's no reason as to why. I don't know why they can't deliver two good, well-written shows. I can't answer that. I don't know. It seems to be they can do one or the other, and that's it. We went through a period where SmackDown was the better show. I genuinely don't know what the better show is right now. I genuinely don't know. You could bring both brands together and you could do like a really good Raw, but I mean, then SmackDown would suffer. If you start having Roman on both shows, you're going to burn people out with Roman. So having Roman on both shows would not be the right way forwards. You've got to be really careful about overexposing. And I think the brand split kind of ensures that you don't really do that. You don't overexpose anyone. And you give other people chances to shine then. So, no, I'm not eager to see an end to the brand split. If it goes that way, it goes that way. I'm not so against it that I'm going to be like, oh my God, they've ruined it and all this, whatever. Because, I mean, I think we're struggling anyway when it comes to wrestling. I don't think that wrestling is in its kind of healthiest shape at the moment. So if they do get rid of it, I'd go with the flow, but it's not the direction that I would go personally. My fantasy Premier League looks slightly respectable with the Leicester clean sheet. I've ended on 34 points. Very good. Days Pope only got me 2 extra points. He conceded twice against Leicester. I finished on 41. Well, I mean, 41's still good, buds. I finished on, I think, 36. I keep saying it was such a bad week. Don't worry about it. And you know you've got a good week next week. You played your free hit. So, you know. For you, James, this is really just about getting used to how it works, how it scores, how to do your transfers, when to do your transfers. You'll make some mistakes, learning from them, just getting yourself set up for next season, isn't it? Really. So, but yeah, it's good, isn't it? It definitely makes the games a lot more enjoyable playing, like, you know, that game. I watch loads more football now than I used to because of the Fantasy Premier League. Just a rumour floating around so far about Kane chasing down the child abuser and Kane shot at the father of the abuser. In my opinion, Raw is better than SmackDown because the matches are better, says Robin. Thoughts on Spurs going out the cup, says Hasib. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. We thought that it was could go either way. They are a team that have lost to the likes of, I think it was Burnley and Southampton, but then they had wins against flipping Man City. I mean, you just don't know what Spurs are going to turn up. If Kane and Son are on like form and Spurs click into, you know, some kind of a rhythm, then they could have gone through. They would have gone through, I'm sure of it. But, you know, if they're missing their chances, getting frustrated, Middlesbrough can, you know, take them into the deep waters, then, you know, Middlesbrough had a chance, and fair play, Middlesbrough got an opportunity, got a chance in extra time, took it, and they've gone through. So, yeah, a shock, but that's the FA Cup, innit? It's brilliant. Upsets. Shola said, SmackDown used to be the best show of the week. It's a shame that Raw isn't it. Who is better at metal, the Essex Boys, Slipknot, or Marilyn Manson? I tell you, I love that Essex Boys clip. Love it, because I watched it and I was like, I don't know what this is. Probably how a lot of you were at first. It's like, this is cool, but like, wow, someone's taken this competition really serious. And then I watched it a second time, and then that's where, like, him dancing across and all this, and I watched it more, and I was like, this is, like, why have they sent this through? I couldn't, like, get my head around it. And it was only when I was actually putting it in and I watched it a third time, I was like, oh my God, that's Tommy. Because he didn't tell me. It was him. He didn't tell me. So I was like, oh my God, that's Tommy. And it dawned on me. I was like, brilliant. Miss Clown 1 said, Spurs making me proud again. Anthony said, do you think there's a possibility Ronaldo Messi ends up in the MLS, or is that BS? I mean, I've heard that Ronaldo wanted to go back to Sporting. If the money was there, then who knows? They could absolutely go over to the MLS. I mean, I don't think that's a problem for them, to be honest, because I think that Ronaldo is definitely in decline. I feel like he's in decline. I don't feel like he's got that ability to single-handedly change a game on a consistent basis like he used to. I think that he, you know, if an opportunity falls to him, there's a good chance he'll be able to put it away. He's still got the ability to make a moment of magic, but I think what has gone is that ability to consistently be able to rely on him to get you out of trouble, or for him to, win you matches and whatever. I feel like he's a player whose influence on the game is slowly decreasing. So he's still a wonderful player. So, yeah, I mean, I could see him going over to the MLS. I bet the money would be good. I would imagine at some point he'll probably go back to Sporting, so I'm sure that's what he wants to do. Edward said, can we send more videos even though we're not in the final? If you want to, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, you heard Tommy. Tommy said if you want to, you can do it. If you want to send questions, you can do it. I think, after how much stuff there was in this week's episode, I think it would be better if we just let it next week. We've already got a grand final, so I'm just going to see what gets sent. I'm not going to really specifically request anything for next week, but it's always open. People know that the email's always open to kind of send stuff through. I have no idea. I don't know if Sonny's around. I genuinely don't know where Sonny's went. I even typed in Sonny to see if I had missed it, if it was in amongst my other emails. And there was only one that had an attachment, only one recent email that had the little paperclip thing that was the attachment. I clicked on that, and that is the one that had the picture. Oh, I was so gutted about the picture as well, by the way. I know this is web related, but I think she made that picture too good. She said that she'd tried to mess up the face a little bit, but I think she still made it too good. So when I was going, wow, this is brilliant, this is absolutely fantastic, Tommy was just I think he was yeah, she's giving that a really good effort. I think it needed to be worse. So yeah, that was a shame. That didn't quite work the way I was hoping, but fair play. I still really appreciate Sonny doing that. Really appreciate it. Do you think the FA Cup is a one-off, the best in recent memory, with all the shocks this show replay just ruined the competition? Hopefully they keep it like this. Yeah, I hope they keep it like this. I don't want replays. I hope it definitely gets kept like this. It's one of the most enjoyable, definitely, yeah. Definitely. Minty, shout out to you. I hope you are well. Ronaldo can't go to the MLS. He's banned from the USA. Is he really? I didn't know that. Right, we are coming up to nearly 100 votes. Nearly 100 votes, and we've got 12 minutes to go. We've got 12 minutes until we go over to NXT. And as we said, it's a big NXT tonight. Big NXT. So looking forward to it. Anna, well done for getting through. Well done to you. Well done. I don't know if Patrick's around, but as we said, well done to him as well. You'll have to decide, Anna, if you're going to do another track. Obviously was received very, very well. You got a great voice. Very good. FA Cup, we answered that. We are at 100 votes now. Let's have a little look at that, shall we? Whilst, close. 57% say Gunther's going to win. 43% say Solo Sikoa. So 57% to 43. So very, very close. You said, I'm just saying I might leave halfway through the show. Philip said, after Brock, who do you want to see Roman feud with? After Brock, who do I want to see Roman feud with? Well, I'm hoping that he will have the belts. So probably Drew, just to get it done, because it's going to happen. So I just want to get it done. I think Drew is so dull right now with his sword and all of this. It's boring. So I think, we have not really had a proper feud between them two. It's going to be awful. So I just want to get it done. So it might not be the answer that you're expecting or wanting. You might be like, oh, I really hope you get this because it'll be an amazing match. The true answer is I just want to get Drew done, out the way, and then we can move on to other things. Lauren said, I don't know if you was asked, but what do you think about Spurs losing to Borough? I think that Spurs have got that in them, though. I mean, they're very inconsistent. I think that, they've shown they can beat the likes of Man City, which is stunning. But then equally, you wouldn't have any confidence in them ever really getting a result against Middlesbrough. I thought that would be close. I can't say that I'm all that surprised. I suppose I thought Spurs would be able to do it, but I definitely would have had Spurs as, favourites, but I don't think I would have had them as, heavy favourites. I think that Spurs have shown that they're really inconsistent at the moment. You just don't know what Spurs are going to turn up. So, it's gone to extra time. They've gone out. Another shock in the Cup. And it's good, isn't it? It's good year for the FA Cup. James said Ronaldo would be arrested if he steps back into the US because of rape allegations from a few years ago. Oh, well, probably not go in the MLS then. Michael said, who's going to win the Premier days? I'm a City fan, so I'm hoping City. Yeah, I've got City winning. I mean, I think that Liverpool are right back in it. I think that game between Man City and Liverpool is going to be really interesting. I also think City are a bit off their game at the moment. I don't know what it is, but I mean, they couldn't score in the first half against Peterborough. And they struggled against Everton and getting a goal late in that game as well. So seems to be something just a little bit off with them at the moment. Just something a little bit off with City. I don't know if they can tighten up before the Liverpool game. And obviously, they got a bit of a test against United. I mean, United definitely beatable, but they're going to be a tricky team to get a result against. I don't think you can expect to get a comfortable win against United. I think I could see City doing it, but I think it'll be tricky. I watched Undertaker Yokozuna Survivor Series 94 with Chuck Norris. The wrestling style was slow back then, but I enjoyed it, says Alex. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Bud, I don't know that, match quality back then was really something that people were, or WWE fans were paying too much attention to. There was definitely, I mean, you've got to remember that back then, kayfabe was alive and well. When I was watching in 94, I believed that it was real. So, to me, I mean, you're watching two people genuinely battle and fighting to try and win a contest. And I think, wrestling has obviously evolved and changed a lot. And now the match quality is important because that side has gone now. You don't watch now thinking these two are genuinely having a fight, who's going to win, and it doesn't matter what the fight's like. It's the result that matters. I can kind of agree that results do matter and they should matter, but in this day and age, like the actual match itself is more important than it was back in the day. I think because back in the day you always had kayfabe to kind of keep things intriguing. People would be rooting for a certain person because they genuinely believed that this was them trying to win. What's he on about? Another chat. I'm going to be drinking again. Anyway, to do it with Dutch courage. It was excellent work. Whoever wins at the Etihad, City or Liverpool, that'll be the team that wins the league, says Michael. United have got hard matches in March. Yeah, United are going to struggle, man. They are going to struggle. Matthew said next week is WWE 2K22. Well, enjoy it, my friends. I'm still waiting for the review to come out from IGN. I don't think it's come out yet, has it? I mean, certainly the early signs seem to be quite encouraging. So, certainly the early signs seem to be quite good. But at the moment, I still haven't seen anything come out about it that's made me go, oh yeah, I need to get it. Hands-on preview. But yeah, no review yet. Can't be too far away. We're just resting up, not showing our teeth. City is conserving their dominance so as not to anger many fans of other teams. We've got to play just enough to win. As not get snapped after a game. Yeah, well, you were definitely doing that. You're doing enough to get the wins, and you are top of the league. And if you can just keep that going and get a result against Liverpool, then you'll pick up the championship. I've always had issues watching anything prior to 2008. It seems slow and not enjoyable, says Alex. I think it really depends what you're watching, to be honest, but because, by that point, you're talking about, like, Attitude Era and everything. By that point, you're covering a lot of ground. There's a lot of stuff before. I mean, I don't think that wrestling does change and evolve like over time, but it's a very like slow kind of gradual process. I think that really, you know, once we get to the Attitude Era, that kind of like resets a lot of things. I think really before Attitude Era for me, I mean, by the time we get into Attitude Era, I think I probably knew at some point in about 94 is when I probably knew. But I mean, when I say knew, it was never confirmed that wrestling was scripted. So like you can say you knew, but you never really knew. You just had suspicions and whatever. So yeah, I mean, for me when I was watching it, I mean, as a kid, you just don't even. It's funny you don't even think about it. It's not something you think about. Like when I was watching as a kid, I never thought about who's going to win, why should they win, what's going to come next. You just watch each match on its own merit, and like you're not looking to see like, oh, I wouldn't have done that, or oh, that's a mistake, or I think he's botched. I mean, a botch did not exist. It's funny actually. It's really, really funny because I remember like once we started getting towards, you know, the internet coming in and people starting to talk about mistakes and botches on social media and on the internet, I can distinctly remember thinking, isn't it like funny how we never had them when I was young? Never had mistakes when I was young. And obviously that's ludicrous. It's ludicrous, of course there was, but you never acknowledged them. You never paid attention to them. They were not a thing. If someone had a wobble, well, it wasn't them making a mistake as such. It was a moment in the match that never quite went their way. So, you know, if like Davey Boy went to pick someone up and he couldn't do it and he had to try again because he didn't get it right the first time, like that's not you never saw that, or I never saw that as a botch. That was Davey trying, not succeeding, having to go again. Now, if like someone was to do that, try and pick someone up and they couldn't do it and like they had to like reposition, then do it again, you'd be like, botch that. Botch that. Can't even pick them up. Like, but when you know, back in the day, you just never thought that way. Never, ever, ever, ever thought that way. I never remember seeing a botch throughout the 90s, when I was young. Not one. I know for a fact I would go back and I would spot a billion now. But it's just so funny when you're watching it. You're just rooting for your favourite. And, you know, if things in the match don't go quite their way, well, you're like, oh, come on. Like, you know, you just desperately want them to win. It's so weird how this feels now. Professional wrestling feels like just something completely different now. It's completely different to what I grew up with in a lot of ways. You know, not only from the wrestling style, but the way that you watch wrestling is completely different. It's completely different. It really seems like a lot of wrestling fans now get, dare I say, more enjoyment from the rumor mill and from the what's being spoke about behind the scenes, and these people are being released and talking about creative and talking about Vince. Like, that now is really wrestling. That is wrestling now. More so than what you actually get on the show and get presented with. And none of that existed. It's crazy to think. I miss it. I really miss it. Really miss just watching wrestling and not thinking about all of that stuff. You know, the cat's out of the bag now, so there's no way back. There's no way of doing it. You could probably watch it without, like, you know, finding out spoilers and all that kind of stuff. That's easy to do. But I don't think you could watch it now without, like, if someone made a mistake, you'd just naturally think, oh, they botched it. Botched that. You'd just be your natural reaction, you know. James said the internet ruined wrestling. I think it did. I genuinely think it did. I mean, I still think there's still a way forward for wrestling. But I think if you didn't watch wrestling before the internet was around, you'll never quite know what it was like. And it was brilliant. It really was brilliant. And I do definitely miss it. I think this is why I'm so... I really think that's why when people ask me about what my favourite era is, I tend to say like late 80s, early 90s, because that's when I was getting into it. And there was none of this other stuff. There was none of the internet. There was none of the spoilers. There was none of the, looking for botches and all that kind of stuff. There was none of the rumour mill. There was none of it. I think it was there. Dave Meltzer was doing stuff, but I mean... if you didn't know where to look for it, you'd never see it. I like Ciampa's attire. Ciampa's in a singlet, the same as Bron Breakker. So we've got Tommaso in a singlet, colourful singlet. Singlet. Hey. Bron Breakker, Tommaso Ciampa against the Dirty Dogs. AC Milan nil. Inter Milan nil, says David. Wrestling is still real to me, damn it. Days, I agree with James. Same with football. We woke up to transfer rumours and go to bed reading about transfer rumours. Football and wrestling stories are on overdrive. That is true, because I actually, on the Football Days channel, I did a little video, or used to do videos of like the latest news, football news. And I very, very quickly realised, just after, in the space of 2 weeks, I was starting to contradict myself. I would be saying stuff like Haaland definitely move into the UK because in Germany, someone will have spoken to Haaland and reports coming out he's going to the UK, like he's narrowed it down, he's coming to the UK. So, we would have done a little video on that. Interesting piece of news, of course. And then, 2 days later, he's going to Real Madrid. Like, it's just so contradictory. Like, it's just not worth reading about transfer rumours, to be honest. I mean, if there's a lot of smoke, then there probably is some truth to them, of course. But, each day the BBC puts out a little list of summary of transfer rumours. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Like, the contradictions are incredible. Incredible. So, yeah, I agree. It's just a waste of time. All you're doing, really, is clicking on websites and reading articles that have got ads on. And that's all you're doing. The actual information you're getting is a load of rubbish. Tommaso and Bron patting themselves on the back after jumping the Dirty Dogs. So we are up and running with Bron and Ciampa and the Dirty Dogs. And in the ring goes Dolph Ziggler. I watched wrestling when the internet was around, but I definitely wasn't involved in the IWC. I didn't even know what face and heel meant. Yeah. None of that existed. Faces, heels, none of that existed. You had good guys and bad guys, really. And, jobbing wasn't a thing. If someone kept losing, like the Brooklyn Brawler, you just thought they were a rubbish wrestler. That was it. You didn't think they were employed to do that as a job. Did you get WWE on VHS back in the day? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I never brand new. We didn't have like loads of money when I was like young. We had enough to, we lived in a house and had enough to have food on the table and whatnot. But we weren't like going on like holidays abroad or having like, can I have a video this week, please? Like there was none of that. You got stuff for your birthday for Christmas. Didn't really get much in the way of pocket money. The only kind of money I did get was if we went to a car boot once in a while, I would get a couple of pound that I would be allowed to spend. And in all fairness, that was more than enough. Back then, you could get a videotape for like 50p. For a couple of pounds, I probably could have found 4 WWE, WWF videos for that kind of money. And that would, honestly, I don't even know if there would have been 4 there. Sometimes I would find one, sometimes I wouldn't. So I found lots of different things, though. I found some wrestling buddies. I found like a clock, a WWF clock. I found a beanbag once. Loved that. I had a beanbag chair thing. It was just like a beanbag thing that you sat on. But it had Hogan and Warrior and like Macho Man on and all of that. So I used to find some great stuff. So I did used to get VHSs, but they would always be from Car Boots. And one of the very first ones I got, I think it might have been the first I got, was WrestleMania 5, which is why that has a soft spot in my heart. Alexa seems frustrated with WWE booking. She was expected to appear in her hometown this week, but creative has nothing. It seems they're out of ideas with her gimmick. What do you say? What do you say? I mean, they needed to change it. They needed to reinvigorate her. I think they were going to be honest, and then I think they quickly changed course because they realized, we need her for Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia are going to want to see Alexa, so we're going to need her for that. And I don't think they do have anything necessarily for her. I hope they find some. She's good. I like the thing with Alexa is I like Alexa when she's the goddess. And I just don't see why we can't go back to that or something similar to that. Or let's do something completely different. But Alexa herself is a good talent. She's a good talent. In there with Bron Breakker and Dolph Ziggler. Sean Strickland from Hit Row signs with Ring of Honor. I'm going to go to their Super Show, says Trenton. Thoughts? I think it'll be a good show. Yeah. I mean, we don't know who's going to be on the card, but I mean, you got to think that people will come out to support Ring of Honor's rebirth, if you will. Jumper with clotheslines collides into Dolph against the ropes, collides into Robert Roode, duck underneath, comes crashing down on the Dirty Dogs. Kojiko said, I couldn't believe the highway department called my dad a thief, but when I got home, the signs were all there. Very good. Dark Knight said, when did you first get cable? I think mine was 96. Before that, I relied on friends recording. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get cable till, I mean, honestly, probably around the early 2000s. I mean, I missed out on pretty much all the 90s. Attitude Era and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, again, I was getting stuff from my uncle. So my uncle would record stuff and then give it to me. So I, used to get like tapes. I'd go round to my nan and granddad's every week and just get like tapes and just watch shows that way. It was brilliant. I mean, probably not for him, but it was brilliant for me. Jason, shout out to you. I hope you are well, bud. Hope you are well. Moldy said, I miss the days when wrestling fans just had favourite wrestlers and cheered them to win instead of, why have they booked it like that? People blame the bookers now instead of booing the heels. That is true. That is true. If something stupid that happens, then, back in the day, you'd be like, didn't really like that, but what have we got next? Like, you would just be like, you'd move on. It's like, well, it's not really anyone's fault. But now, because you know that someone has specifically written that, and that the whole show could be specifically written in any way, it's like, yeah, it's hard. It's really difficult. And if something happens now that you don't like, and it's not going the way that you would want it to, and now you know that someone has specifically chosen to go in this direction, it's difficult. I mean, it changes everything, doesn't it? It changes everything. I mean, it's like finding out football would be scripted. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden then you'd be like, why have they booked this? Why have they booked that team to go to the final? Or why have they booked this team to lose here? Or why have they booked that player to go to that team? Like, could you imagine if it turned out that football was, like, totally scripted? Like, how could you then watch it the same way as you do now? You couldn't. And that's what happened with wrestling for me. Completely changed everything. So monumental, isn't it? It's such a big change. That's the first show in April in Dallas. I'm so excited, says Trenton. It was good that WCW was on ITV. It's where I found Sting and Vader. Samoit says Royal Rumble 2000, Rebellion 2000, and SummerSlam 2001 on video. I think they are great pay-per-views. Cain Velasquez arrested, yes. Fans are too involved with the locker room. William said, I think with us being so much more knowledgeable these days, we know the tricks. We are so much more informed. Knowledge maybe hurts wrestling a bit. Definitely. 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 We know, we've been let in too far. We know too much. Definitely agree with that. Right, we are at commercial break, and it's a really good opening match, in all fairness. Good opening. Trenton said, thoughts on Tony's huge announcement? Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, to be honest, but I'm not. I mean, maybe it's because I'm not really too involved in AEW, but I'm not seeing the mass hysteria about this one. I don't know if it's because they've kind of cried wolf a few times, and in all fairness, they do tend to deliver. But I'm not seeing like too many people talking about this one. We'll see. I think it'll be a big announcement. I think he has got something that he's been planning. So we will see. I don't know if it's going to be a big show with New Japan and Impact, or some people think he might have bought Ring of Honor. So we'll see. Have seen that the Green Bay Packers will be playing at Tottenham, says Dortnight. Internet and the dirt sheets ruin the mystique of wrestling. That's why kayfabe doesn't exist anymore. I feel the same way. I feel that in 10 years we'll find out the NFL was premeditated. God, imagine that. Imagine that. Oh, into the front row goes Bron Breakker. Robert Roode hurling Bron Breakker into the front row. It's pretty packed in the NXT arena. Tag. In comes Robert Roode. Kicks coming in by Roode. Against the ropes goes Ciampa. And he gets planted down. 1, 2, shoulder up. I remember receiving a blank VHS tape with Royal Rumble 92 on when I was a kid. That was a prized possession for many years. Tahil says, overhyped Christian, and it ruined the other big hypes now, says Tahil. Tony Khan seems like the only one that can keep a secret in wrestling, says Zoom Station. AE Dynamite on Monday night going head-to-head with Raw. Well, is one of them moving or something? I've not heard that, if that's happening. I think it's not getting talked about enough because people are guessing that new talent left, right, and centre for who the person could be, but it seems to be a massive business plan that no one knows. NFL sadly is predetermined. I don't like it either, says They Call Me Moose. I feel like it's their debut in Cali. I could be wrong. I feel like TNA versus Ring of Honor versus AEW. Could be a show like that. In comes Ciampa. I must admit that wouldn't really do it for me. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, I don't watch Impact, so it wouldn't do it for me. I wouldn't be bothered. And Ring of Honor has just gone on a hiatus, and I don't even know what it's going to look like when it returns. So, Ring of Honor, I mean, who's going to be in there? Impact. I don't know. I don't know. If it's going to be that, then I'm sure there'll be people that will be excited for it. Here is Bron. Knee coming in by Dolph. Another kick coming in by Dolph. Spear by Bron. Spear by Bron, and Dolph goes out the ring. Oh, I know James Chadwick would be excited for that. An AEW Impact Ring of Honor show. Up top. Bulldog. This could be it. 1, 2. Oh, wow. Robert Roode makes the save. Robert Roode makes the save. Bron Breakker coming in. He's looking at Roode, charging over, goes into the corner. Big kick there by Tommaso. Roll up by Dolph. Kick out by Tommaso. Kick coming in by Dolph. Kick to the midsection by Tommaso. Double underhook pedigree. No. Fair tail ending. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Tommaso gets the win. AEW Dynamite Rampage gets a new manager like William Regal. He says, War Games. War Games. Daniel said, would AEW and New Japan do it for you? Because that's what most people are hoping and thinking it could be. Yeah, I'd be much more into that, yes. I'd be much more into that. I mean, Okada, of course, and Tanahashi and Naito, Kota Ibushi, like, to actually bring some of those stars over, do Elite against, like, Bullet Club, and, yeah, I'd be more into that. Oh yeah, we read that one. I want to write a wrestling book where wrestling doesn't exist, never existed in wrestling entertainment. One of the characters tries to get it to take off. That sounds a bit like Yesterday, which is where the Beatles never existed. And that guy is the only one in the world that knows the Beatles songs. And he like plays the Yesterday, and like all his friends are like, did you just write that? And he's like, no, it's the Beatles. And no one knows who the Beatles are. Yeah, it's a good film. Sounds like that. Good work. Right, we're seeing Pete Dunne arrive. Here's LA Knight. Yeah. LA Knight is here. Good first match that was, by the way. Yeah. I think the one thing that hurts the most about wrestling being scripted is knowing that a talent that ticks all the boxes, but their fate is in the booker's hands. That is very true. That is very true. Look at someone like Cesaro, that if this was real, would surely be picking up win after win after win. But isn't. And, isn't getting to the top because his promo isn't good enough. Yeah. We've got Ronda against Sonya on Friday. Friday Night SmackDown live this Friday. That is a good movie. You've been rest of the commentator. You have a nice voice. Trenton, shout out to you, dudes. I'm not going to share my ideas any further. You can get a copy once it gets a 1-star rating on Amazon. I think Tony Khan's going to announce he's purchased the Ring of Honor video catalog to start an AEW streaming service. That'd be a big move. To be honest, I don't know if starting a streaming service would be the right way, or selling like the AEW catalog to someone. Like, you could put it onto, well, maybe not Peacock, but there's enough in there. Disney Plus, Discovery, wherever. Content is king, isn't it? And I mean, they need to make some documentaries or something, really. That's what they need to do. I'm sure people would go back and watch, like, the old pay-per-view shows and whatever. But probably do need to get a few documentaries on there. I wonder if he owns, like, Roads to the Top. Probably doesn't, does he? I'm just trying to think if they could shove that on there as well. Tony Khan's announcement is that Via is all elite. My favourite thing are Super Bowl, Oscars, WrestleMania, and I can't wait for the next 2 to come up. Right, we are at commercial break, by the way. 20 minutes gone so far. HBO Max. Yep. Netflix. I mean, God, imagine if you could get it onto Netflix. A little AEW segment. I don't know if they'd be interested, but... they've certainly got the money. Amazon. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think Disney Plus would take them, but ESPN Plus might. God, I mean, that would be... Any way into those kind of organizations, I mean, that would be huge. If they can get onto ESPN, I mean... what is the match you want to see at Mania that isn't announced already? Gunther versus John Cena. That I got asked that before, and I'm quite happy with that answer, to be honest. So, Gunther versus John Cena. Do you think Tony Khan is overspending? Because it feels like every week is adding, and that could be their downfall. Is Tony Khan overspending? Hard to say. I mean, he's got a budget, and he knows kind of what he wants to spend, and he'll have an idea of how many wrestlers he wants. He'll know that, like, right, you know, I'm using X amount on Dynamite, I'm using X amount on Dark, I'm using X amount on Rampage, X amount on Elevation. You've got so many that are injured, so many that are on a holiday. So this is the number I need. That number might be 40, 50, 60, I don't know. But he'll have a number. And then he'll have a budget. And then, you know, you just take it from there, really. So, without knowing any of those numbers, I really don't know if he is overspending or not. We're hearing from Gunther at the moment as we're building towards his match with Solo Sikoa. Did he say he's going to chop all the tribal tattoos off your body? Is addressing Solo Sikoa. The Ring General. Huge match. The Ring General. Did you hear Dave Meltzer reported WWE has decided they can't merge titles into one because it causes turmoil between networks? I didn't hear that. I am also not surprised. Not every sign-in is going to get CM Punk money. Right, we've got LA Knight in the ring. Yeah. Sonny, did it say that it had sent to me? And if so, can you tell me when? Because I searched your name in Gmail and it came back with only one recent email that had an attachment, and that was the Tommy picture. Yeah. What would you say is the best NXT takeover? Well, I love the first Brooklyn one, the one that's got Vaudevillains against Blake and Murphy. It's got, obviously, Bayley and Sasha. Jushin Thunder Liger against Tyler Breeze. I think the main event of that was maybe Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, or Finn Balor, Samoa Joe. Can't remember. Might have been Kevin Owens. Brilliant. Love it. I mean, I think there's, you could look at like NXT 25 and there's a few. But that Brooklyn one is the one that always comes to mind first. It was such a big moment as well. That's like the first time they went into an arena and you just saw how popular NXT was. Because you only ever saw, really, the little crowd they had each week. Right, he's talking to Waller. God, we've got so many matches we need to get through. I'm sure they've announced 7. Genuinely, I'm sure they've announced 7. Yeah. Here is Waller. Sent it yesterday, and then today I sent 4 or 5 right after you said there wasn't anything. Check your spam folder. Yeah. Spam. I don't even know if I have a spam folder, to be honest, mate. Do I? I do have a spam folder, but you are not in it. I've got 3 from you. First one says no subjects. And it's got it. It's got it in there. So, yeah, it's come through. So I've got the ones that you've sent. We'll play it next week. So they're showing last week LA Knight standing over Grayson Waller. Days, I'm already subscribed to AEW Plus, Ring of Honor Club, Fight Plus, NWA, Impact Plus, Impact Ultimate, Pro Wrestling Eve. I don't want any more. Got to, mate. New Japan World. Got to sign up to that now. You got your ass whipped in the middle of this ring, says LA Knight. Prove you've got a shred of manhood in those marbles you're carrying around. Last man standing. Last man standing. Okay. Next week, then, LA Knight against Grayson Waller. Last man standing. Be careful with spam folders. I know you are intelligent, but scumbags could be imitating. I don't know. I've got... I didn't even know I had a spam folder. I didn't even know I had one. Looking at it, though, it doesn't really look like there's anything that goes into it. We're seeing Persia Pirotta and Indi Hartwell. I really should get New Japan World because I love New Japan. Do it. Do it, James. She goes back on her phone. There's no locks on those lockers. What's the point in those lockers? Those lockers don't lock. LA Knight should be on SmackDown, says Mike. Last man standing next week. What do you think of Punk's run? I think it's been good. He started off with a hot Derby feud, then worked with young guys, and the current MJF feud is great. And he hasn't had dream matches yet. I think it started off good and then died down a little bit. I think they kind of... Yeah, I don't know. I think it started off all right. It started off well with the Derby thing and brilliant when they brought him in. But then kind of he did start working with a few young guns, but those matches weren't too exciting, to be honest. And then obviously they've warmed it back up with this MJF thing, which has been great. Right, here's Wendy Chu, man. I'm so torn on her. I was talking about this yesterday. She's got great facial expressions. She's so engaging, so charismatic. I mean, she's got such personality. So here comes Dakota Kai. God, what an odd couple these two are. Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu. Do you agree with Bischoff and what he said, that all ex-WWE guys telling signs to big contracts get a shiny little push and then disappear? What did he say? WWE guys get signed, get a nice little push, and then they disappear? Who would the examples there be? I mean, like, what? Andrade, Miro, Sean Spears. I mean, they've done Bryan Danielson well. They've done Moxley well. I don't know. I don't think it's as simple as that, to be honest. I don't think it's quite as simple as that. Right, I can't remember who these are facing. I don't know if it's Indi and Persia. I'm guessing it is because we literally just saw them. Indi and Persia. Madrid loves WWE, says Itzen. Primo said it's been nearly 2 months since Ali asked for his release. As the weeks have gone, the buzz has died down. What do you think happens next? Nothing. I don't think. If Vince don't want to release him, then he won't release him. So, they probably need to make sure they're sitting down and talking and, finding a way forward. I can understand Ali being frustrated. I don't know why Vince won't release him. I think it's got something to do with not wanting to set a precedent, whereby now if someone they do want to keep turns around and says, I want to go, then they would, be in a sticky situation because they've let Mustafa Ali go. So, they need to make it clear that you can't just ask for your release, if you will, and be granted it. So I think it's that more so than they see him as someone they want to keep, or they've got plans for him, or they really don't want to lose him, It's just, it's business. It's just business, isn't it? I think, as I said before, anyone now that signs contracts, and I'm not including Ali in this, but anyone now that signs contract, I don't really have any sympathy. Because if you go to WWE now, then you know what you're getting into. If you sign with WWE now, there can be no surprises. There can be no surprises. We know what they're like. We know what they're willing to do. We know they're cutthroat. We know they're business first. I mean, they will eat you up, spit you out. People use the term lost in the shuffle about anyone that joins AEW and isn't thrust right into a main event. It's cringe, says Corvids. Putin's war has brought my anger to high levels. Depression is anger turned inwards. And I am... Yeah, it's awful. I haven't seen the latest, to be honest. I haven't seen the latest. I know, we're starting to see more explosions. But it says here the latest is Biden to warn Putin dictators must pay a price. US President Joe Biden will say in a speech to Congress that Vladimir Putin underestimated the West's response. Biden is going to ban Russian aircraft from US airspace. Awful. Right, Indi Hartwell, Persia Pirotta in the ring. Lee, hello. Hope you are well, bud. Got the VIP area that's got Toxic Attraction in. All eyes on Wendy Chu for me in this match. I know what to expect from Indi. I don't mind. I mean, Persia seems all right. Dakota Kai seems to have lost her flipping mind. Looking for a drop toe takedown. What is she doing? Wendy Chu tried for a drop toe takedown, and she was like, she was doing peekaboo on the floor. Don't even know what that was. Don't even know what that was. Smile on her face, getting thrown into the corner. Strike coming in by Persia. Persia gets thrown into Wendy Chu. And Chu picked up, slammed down. 1, 2. Kick out. Miro is only off TV with a hamstring injury. He has recently recovered, so he will be back probably after Revolution. John, shout out to you. Hope you are well. Putin dropped a chemical bomb in Freedom Square, says Sonny. Is Athelstan your version of George Washington? I haven't got a clue who that is. Down goes Indi. 2. Shoulder up. The assassins that Putin sent to kill Zelensky failed. The assassins got killed by Ukrainians. What's cringe is AEW fans can't accept any criticism of their show and company, and I love AEW, says James. 1, 2, again, covering. And then she's lying on top. She's going, I just wish that stuff wasn't there. I just really wish it wasn't there. Who do you think the US and Britain doesn't want to get involved in the current world climate? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? In comes Persia. Persia's got Wendy Chu up. Clothesline by Persia. Boot. Down goes Wendy Chu. 1, 2. Kick out by Wendy Chu. Tag. In comes Indi. Wendy Chu is picked up. Clothesline. This match is just a bit clunky and a bit off. I really, really desperately, and I can't stress this enough, I so want to like Wendy Chu. Really, really, everything about her. I love her personality. I think she's really engaging. I love her facial expressions. I think she's fun. She's bubbly. She's doing something a little bit different. I just wish when the bell rang, she went, man. I just wish she was like, even her wrestling in a onesie, it doesn't bother me. She can wrestle. It's not restrictive. She can compete in it. I love the fact there's a woman in something as well that's not skimpy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's different in that regard. Kick coming in by Dakota. She gets pushed back against the ropes. Smash to Persia. Going against the ropes. Kick coming in by Dakota. Dakota running around. Another big kick. 1, 2. Kick out by Indi. Has Indi actually been caught by one of those kicks? I can't see. I didn't know she had a bit of blood around her mouth, actually. She's gone to the outside. Snake eyes. Looking... planted by Persia. Here's Wendy. Wendy makes the save. Wendy saying, I got you, to Dakota Kai. Indi with Wendy. Indi goes out. Here's Persia. Dakota with a big kick. What's she going for? Splash by Wendy. Dakota going up top. Double stomp. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai win. Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai win. Until it gets old and then Vince has her disrobe with Victoria's Secrets on under her PJs. Hope you are well. Aaron, shout out to you, buds. Persia is awesome, says Zoom Station. So, Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray taking on Kacy Catanzaro and Kayden Carter. Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu are through, and we're just waiting to find out who is going to face them. Who is going to face them? Tag Team Championship preview coming up next. Imperium against the Creed Brothers. So it's not the actual match. I think it's just a preview for that match coming up next. Gone. I really don't get this Dakota Kai gimmick, says James. Kai and Wendy win. If Boris told the UK army to invade Scotland, would they do it? No, because the UK army's going to have Scottish people in it. And plus also, we'd be invading ourselves. I mean, you'd be asking the UK army, which is made up of, like, members of the UK, of Scotland and everything, to invade itself. Ukraine aren't part of NATO, which makes it difficult for some countries to get involved. If Ukraine were in NATO, it would be different. It would be very different. Be very, very different. Did the cameraman get in the ring for them two last splashes off the top? It was probably zoomed in, but it looked like he was right in there. Don't know. They will never surrender. They will lose. No one is saying that. Hopefully they survive, says William. Salvador says, hi, everyone. Dakota got extra impulse from Wendy's support. Right, we are at commercial break. And when we get back, we've got tag team preview coming up. Tomorrow, we will be live with AEW. Obviously, we've got SmackDown on Friday, UFC 272 on Saturday. Big UFC show coming up. And, of course, AEW Revolution. We are doing that on Sunday. So, plenty still to come, including a whole second hour here. We're not done by any means tonight. We've got loads of matches still. Loads of matches to get to. Corvid said, fun fact, the president of Ukraine was a comedian before becoming president. Legend Killer, hello. Ansel said, is Joe Gacy a face or a heel? Because he's always smiley and happy. Is a heel. He's talking about inclusion and all this kind of stuff, but he doesn't mean it. It's a very different, complicated type gimmick. But I believe him to be a heel. Just seeing an advert for our main event this weekend of Covington against Masvidal. UFC 272 looks like it's going to be a really fun fight, that one. Maybe not the strongest card. I still haven't seen what the co-main is, to be honest. I need to have a look at that. Because I know the co-main was struggling. Oh, it's Moicano has come in, apparently. So, no Israel. That's a shame. So, it looks like they've gone and got Moicano. That's a shame. I was hoping it would be Islam, not Israel. Islam Makhachev. Right, we got a little advert. This was 5 hours ago. Moicano is replacing the COVID-stricken Fiziev. RDA is still on the card, but he won't be facing Islam Makhachev. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised at that. Right, we are seeing Vic Joseph and Wade Barrett. Russia showing up on my doorstep. Cancel AEW and cover football, says Al. Days my last holiday before COVID struck was to Budapest, and I did a connection in Brussels. Right, what have we got? This is the little video package about the tag team match that's coming up. How long is this Russian-Ukrainian drama going to go for? Could be a long, long time. It's going to be a long, long time. James Chadwick said, this weekend is crazy again. Big football game, UFC and Impact Sacrifice and AEW Revolution. Dort Knight said, in the UK, some people are going over to fight with Ukraine. They are, yeah. Ukraine have turned around and said they are happy to welcome anyone that wants to join the fight, basically. No AEW coverage. Britt was rude to NWA on Rampage. # no AEW. Shola said it's going to keep down to who calls whose bluff. Russia blow up a whole country. To be honest, I mean, I don't know how it's going to end. I know it's not going to end anytime soon because the Ukrainians are never going to give up fighting for their country. Even if Russia invade and take it over, there's still going to be groups that are going to fight back. You're still going to have vigilante groups and all of this. I mean, there's still going to be lives that will be lost, and you know the battle for the Ukraine, it ain't going to end in a few days. You know, you've got a whole country of people that are passionately going to defend their country. I mean, you know, the fighting, the war side, the bombing might actually stop, but the actual fighting, I just don't see it happening. I don't see that stopping. Premier League games this weekend are great, says Shola. Right, we've had the little video package. Next week we've got Last Man Standing. William says, I have a new life goal. I want to get Putin pregnant and stream at Picket Fence Life. Sounds great. Sounds brilliant. Here's Amari Miller. So, is this Amari Miller against Lash Legend, is it? You wish you was on my level. So we got Lash Legend taking on Amari Miller. She's getting backed up a bit. Strikes coming in on Lash Legend. Strikes coming in again. Duck underneath, round the back. Kick coming in. She goes down to one knee. Oof. She's got a size to her, hasn't she, Lash Legend? Like, I mean, compared to Amari Miller, she's big. Oh, I like that. Yeah, it is, yeah. Wade Barrett said that's innovative. She actually puts her head in between the ropes and then smacks it between the top and the bottom and just repeatedly keeps going up and down. That's interesting. I give her prop points for that. So Amari Miller is being stretched over the knee of Lash Legend. Russia's attack was planned very well. It took them only 12 hours to attack, secure all air and seaports. They started advancing inwards. It'll be difficult for any countries to interfere. John said the only sure way to end it would be for the Russian people to stage a revolution and replace Putin. I know you might not like the Young Bucks, but I like that style. That is just my taste, says Aaron. Shola said Russia apparently won't to liberate the country, so it's awkward for them. I think this is the start of Amari being a regular on TV. I quite like Amari. I mean, Lash Legend, I've only seen her really in those awful segments. But she's got a good size to her. She's not the greatest wrestler here. Against the ropes goes Amari. Down goes Lash Legend. Yeah, she's doing well here, Amari. She's doing really well. Oh, lovely. Lovely moonsault. Yeah, I might be an Amari Miller stan. Nice selling by Amari Miller. She goes into the corner. Getting picked up. Planted. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, there's bits of hair and there's makeup everywhere. And it's pretty brutal. I got a new job last week as the new top dog at the old McDonald's farm. I'm the new CIEIO. Very good. Do you think that any country could match the military hardware and equipment that Russia has? Yeah, NATO. NATO can. US can. I'd imagine China is not going to be too far behind. I think India's got a pretty good army as well, actually. Just seeing Solo Sikoa backstage. Gunther, you're in for a fight. Let's go. Here we go. This is how you take us from hour 1 to hour 2. No messing. No messing. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Do people not realise the Russian people are overwhelmingly behind Putin? Yeah, but they don't really have much in the way of choice because the TV is full of propaganda. The political opponents are silenced and their positions are weakened. I mean, it's largely just a one-horse race. I mean, it's certainly not that the Russian people or all of the Russian people are happy with how things are being run in Russia. But they don't enjoy the same freedoms that a lot of other people do. You know, it's a dictatorship. It's largely a dictatorship. It's a dictatorship pretending to not be. So, you know, I'd be careful about, like, blaming the Russian people too much. Because I think that they are manipulated, lied to. And, you know, there's a good chunk of them that do not agree with this war. I've seen, you know, there's good Russian people out there. We keep stressing this. Because, you know, it must be really hard. Imagine being a Russian person living in the UK right now, or a Russian kid going to school in the UK. Say you came over, or you're from Russian descent and, you know, you go to school. It's hard. I imagine it's really, really hard. And, you know, they ain't got nothing to do with it, so just got to be careful about not vilifying, like, the wrong people. Stay focused. There's one person that's responsible for this, and that's Putin. Did you see that Switzerland picked a side and is no longer neutral? It's insane. Ultimate female trio, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Lash Legend. Valentina versus Talia Santos, targeted for 275. They arrest protesters in Russia, they do. They do. There's a couple of Russians that have surrendered when they got to the Ukraine. Isn't Putin's political opponent in prison right now? I think the leader of the party that opposes Putin is in prison, and anyone that protests goes to prison as well. Like, it's messed up, man. It's so messed up. To be honest, the world should have done a lot more, right? Should have done a lot more when that spy was, should have done a lot more when Crimea happened in 2014, and then should have done a lot more when that spy was poisoned here in the UK. I mean, there was chemical weapons and poison that was used in the UK in Salisbury. I mean, it's just, and what was the consequences like? You know, I think we've been way too soft, way too soft. And as a result, he just thinks that he can, like, do this stuff now. That's why the response is so important now from the world. Now V was poisoned, then he came back to Russia, he got jailed. USA have more trained soldiers, more hardware. No military in the world are close to America. China has more soldiers. Russia's are tougher. Israel soldiers are meaner. We have endless war machine. Yeah, I think America's got a fantastic military. I mean, you've always prided yourselves on that. Obviously, it's a massive key part of NATO. But I think, I don't know, I'd have to look at the numbers, but I think NATO could stand up to Russia even if America wasn't involved. If you take, like, you know, all the other countries. And I think Sweden and Finland want in or something, so I'm sure they would be allowed in as well. Here's Elektra Lopez. Okay, they were looking at pictures of planes or something. She's acting a bit different here, isn't she? Okay. We're back from commercial break, we are. Razor Ramon admitted to hospital with a broken hip. Oh. I am not sure, Days. We need America against Mother Russia. No. We need America against Mother Russia. I mean, obviously, it would massively, massively help. But, like, I'm saying there's options, basically. If for some reason America just wouldn't commit to it or wouldn't want to be a part of it, then I think as long as the rest of the NATO countries are on boards, there'd still be options. Right, Gunther and Solo Sikoa. Do you think Solo will join the Bloodline? No. I don't think he's anywhere near ready. Here's the end of the poll. Right, we've got Gunther in there, who just does not look as imposing to me anymore now that he's lost loads of weight. I think he really is missing. So he's lost so much weight. Back elbow. Seriously, we're all in Liberty or Die. Is Sikoa getting a really good push? I mean, he's in there with Gunther. Chops coming in by Solo Sikoa. Twisting the head of Solo Sikoa. As we said, great match this is to get us started with our 2. Picks up. Solo Sikoa slams him down. Knee to the midsection there by Gunther, and he's pulling back on the nose. Elbow to the head by Gunther. And again, chop coming across the chest. Another one as well, but Solo Sikoa grabs the arm. Back elbow coming in by Solo Sikoa. And again, just really throwing this stuff in. Big boot there by Gunther. He comes across as a tall guy. Doesn't look that strong now. Yeah, just lost a little bit of that kind of imposing nature that he had when he had that little bit of extra timber. Now he's kind of slimming down and he looks a bit thinner in the face. He looks a bit thinner in the body. He's got a little bit of muscle definition. I mean, it's more the kind of thing that I think Vince would like and get excited by. Vince is a body guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, he is someone that wants to see good definition of muscle and all that kind of stuff. So I think Vince is going to be on board. But it's not... It's... I don't know. There's a little bit of the magic. Just a little bit of the magic. Is missing. But it's nothing... I mean, it'll just take getting used to. That's all it is. Big boot by Gunther. Swing and a miss. And Solo Sikoa's got Gunther up on his shoulders. Big lariat. Going for the pin. And a shoulder up. Do you think Gunther will join the main roster at some point? I think so, yeah. Wrestle with Andy, shout out to you. I do. And I think this is part of his body transformation. I think he's been told what he needs to do. Lose weight. I would not be surprised if he was told to lose weight, gain some muscle mass, get used to, you know, like cut your teeth down in NXT for a little bit, and then they'll look to bring him up. I mean, there's not really much he needs to do. I mean, what does he need to learn? He's already got experience of being on TV and knowing where hard cams are at NXT UK. So I don't think he needs to stay in NXT all that long. I just think they ain't got anything for him right now. Solo Sikoa was in a Boston Crab and managed to get over to the ropes. He still wrestles just as good. He does. I had a dream that Veer came and said this isn't main event. Dork Knight, see you later, bud. I'm going to be honest, Dominic would destroy Volta if he gets to the main roster. That is true. I've still no clue why NXT 2.0 is so odd. The ropes are blue. The commentary desk is at the side of the hard cam. Perhaps they're hoping that if the ropes are blue, people will tune in and they'll think, is this SmackDown? And they'll stay, hoping to see Roman. It's all a very, very clever strategy. Don't you dare question the wisdom of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Spinning heel kick there by Solo Sikoa. Do you think it would be a good idea to have Gunther make his debut on the Raw after WrestleMania? I can't see why you couldn't do it. I don't think he needs to be in NXT that long, and I don't think he needs to be NXT champion and all this kind of stuff. I just think they need to have creative lined up for him, and yeah, why not? I'd be totally down with that. Big splash to the outside on top of Gunther. I think there's Uso chants. Into the ring comes Gunther. I mean, it's a really good showcase this is for Solo Sikoa. Sikoa, 1, 2, shoulder up. Really good showcase. I must admit, there's a few bits in this match that just seem a little off from Gunther. Just a little bit off. This is not his usual standard, but I'm seeing him. I don't know if he's talking more and calling spots more. I don't know if it's because like Solo's maybe a little bit green or something. I don't know. Sikoa, I'm sure Gunther just told him to go up top and miss. And then he grabs him. Yeah, normally when you watch a Gunther match, it's really seamless and you don't really see them talking. But I've seen it a few times in this. There was a moment outside the ring where he was down on the ground and he was selling, and then he seemed to stop selling and he seemed to turn and just talk to Solo Sikoa. And I don't know if he thought the camera wasn't on him or something, but it's just been a few little moments. Powerbomb by Gunther. And again, he's going for the Wardlow special. But Solo Sikoa looked good in that match, but the right person won. If they did SummerSlam in Wembley, having Gunther would be something. If they did UK USA pay-per-view, not just one match. That guy is like the Usos. He's their brother. I know it's not. I know it's NXT, but do you have Bianca winning at Mania? Yes. I saw him talking. He did it multiple times before in a headlock position and out on the floor, says Daniel. Weird, isn't it? Weird. Not the kind of thing you would normally see from Gunther. I can only imagine it's because Solo Sikoa is so green and new that Gunther's like walking him through the match, basically. Do this, do that. Go up top now. We're backstage. Still, decent affair. Just not a 5-star classic, losing my mind situation. Dolph says he wants Bron next week. I call the shots. Here's Bron. I am the roadblock between you and stand and deliver, says Dolph. Bron said, I'll kick both of your asses. Because Tommaso's staring at Goldie. See you next week. Here's Gacy and Harlan. Where the hell are they? Outside, I think, by a bush with some purple lights. Next. Draco Anthony against Haaland. Solo is probably the greatest person Gunter has faced in a while, says Robin. Roman Reigns and the Uso is not happy that he's lost. I don't think they care, to be honest, bud. I don't even think they know he's here. Days, is Bron a heel because a lot of fans seem to boo him? No, they're not boos. I think they're probably doing the dog-faced gremlin, like barking, the hoo 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 hoo. I don't think it's booing. Might sound a little similar at times. Unless you're seeing people like boo. But I think people are into it. He's not a heel. Ryan said, Bron could fling me from Antarctica to Canada. Oh, well. Our very own LSW, I believe, is in Antarctica. Did you see AEW All Out sold 200,000 pay-per-view buys, and in total, the show grossed $10 million, says Daniel. Cool. I mean, I honestly don't know if like, is that good? I suppose for the price it is, to be honest. For how much they charge it is. But, don't know. That's kind of puts them in line with like some of the kind of average WWE pay-per-views of years gone by. I seem to remember they were always around about 200,000, and then you've got obviously like WrestleManias that did, 3, 4, 500,000. I think there was some that even approached 1 million. So I don't know. I don't think I ever really thought about what. I could never have like given you a number as to what All Out did. I wouldn't have known. I suppose I would have said 100,000. So I suppose it is more than I would have expected. Shola, see you later. LSW said, I've always found calling a match to be really interesting. It's kind of cool to watch to see when they call spots and whatnot. One Man Pizza and Wardlow special. Right, we've got 45 minutes left here. Wow, there's a little overrun as well, isn't there? Probably. Prob's a little overrun. Knowing how the world works. Court doctors and sources confirm that ex-UFC champ Cain Velasquez allegedly shot at a man charged with molesting his relative who is a minor. The man's stepdad was hit. The accused man was released after Friday. So it has now been confirmed that was the reason for it. He'll get a lot of sympathy for that, to be honest. He'll get a lot of sympathy. I think there was a lot of confusion when you heard that Cain Velasquez was involved in that. But, yeah, I can see him getting a lot of sympathy for it. If Imperium and Bloodline had a match, who would win? Depends, doesn't it? It depends on the story, what story you're telling. I mean, I think there could be different winners depending on what story you're telling. I mean, for example, if at the time the Bloodline are not on the same page and they're teasing about the fact that, you know, the Usos are maybe thinking of leaving Roman, then Imperium could win, and that could be part of the story. So, I just don't know. Really depends what's happening at the time. Can you look at the tweet? It's a picture. I just saw it. Yeah, I just saw it about the WEP. I'll try and retweet it out. Thanks for confirming that. Yeah, I don't know where I just saw it. Oh, Trey Gaming sent it over. Right, we're backstage with Persia and Indi. So we're backstage with those two. Persia says that she's sorry she let the team down. Indi says we win as a team and we lose as a team. Here's Duke Hudson. Duke Hudson giving a hug to Persia. Indi trying to send a message to Dexter. And we're back in the ring. So we've got Gacy and Haaland in the ring. NXT Roadblock. Next week. No, Roadblock. NXT Roadblock next week. I didn't hear that was announced. So it's going to be a triple threat. It's going to be Ciampa against Bron Breakker and Dolph Ziggler for the title. Haaland versus... what's his name? Draco. There we go. Roadblock next week. The painting I did was acrylic and oil. Yeah, I said earlier, Sonny, I mean, when I saw it, I loved it. I was like, oh, we're going to have some fun with this. And then as I was actually doing it and setting it up and talking about it, and I showed it, I was like, damn, Matt, I think this is too good. I think you made it too good again. I think what it might have needed is like something like a little offensive in there. Like maybe, you know, like a tooth kind of sticking out or really crooked tooth or something. But the thing was, like, I think it was too good. So as I'm going, like, this is really good, really captured his likeness. You know, feel free in the chat to critique it, because I thought you lot, we've spoke before about this, and I thought you lot will be like, God, that is so good. But the problem was, Tommy was like, yeah, it's really good. Look, it's kind of captured my hair and everything. I was like, damn it. Damn it. I think it is too good. So, like, as I was, like, praising it, I think he was, like, thinking, yeah, this is all right. I tried to make it bad, says Sonny. Edward, shout out to you. Appreciate the kind words. We are underway. Why Roadblock? They've done... There was a Roadblock show before. WWE Roadblock. Not that long ago. A few years. 2017, 2018. Feel like it was around the same time that we had WWE Great Balls of Fire. Let us never forget that that was a show that we had. And I feel like the main event was Samoa Joe against Brock. I feel like that was the main event. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they've used it for NXT. Perhaps they know they're just not going to use it. So they're using it as a TV special. Haaland gets the win. Very comfortable. NXT needs to use the pit more often. I wonder if they'll ever use the pit again, actually, thinking about it. Might not see the pit again. Might not fit in with the new NXT. Just seeing Haaland splashing the back of Draco. Big strikes coming in by Haaland. Edward said, I'm only giving back to the community with the kind words you show support. I'm going to show support as well. Respect, Edward. Respect. I think I tried to make it bad. Why isn't Dexter answering? Why isn't he answering? It's a good question. Why isn't he? Boos for Haaland as I think he is about to attack Draco, who's down. Gets picked up by Haaland. Haaland stares at Gacy. What's he doing? Hugging him. The flip is he doing? What? What are they doing? What are they doing? They had him hug him? Flip? A hug? Not even a bear hug? It wasn't even a bear hug. It was a hug, an actual hug, a huggy hug. Erased Mind said, "Oh, I love hug." Right, we've got Carmelo, who's wearing a T-shirt that's got a picture of Pete Dunne on and a cross through it. 1987 Big Fan says, weird. James Chadwick says, that was weird. Chickamelo. Is he still about it? About it? Here is Raquel. Hugs for everyone. Here is Raquel. And Cora Jade. What the hell was that, says Rashawn. Rashawn, it's called a hug. And if you like someone or they like you, what they'll tend to do is it's just like a really intimate way of like just bringing that person in quite close. You know, letting your heart touch their heart. And just, well, as close as possible, really. Getting the two hearts nice and close. Lovely embrace. It's a lovely feeling. You should definitely experience it. Leon and Feroz. Leon and Feroz. You can't hug the guy, then stare down the camera like a badass straight after, says Daniel. Well, you can. It just looks rubbish. I mean, it doesn't work, does it? It doesn't work. Wes, shout out to you. There would be a lot of work to do for Alexa's therapist if the WWE had him working with the NXT roster. Deju had to explain. I get how someone may not know. What? It's messed up. I can't say. Oh, no, you can't. I'm not interested in that conversation. Serge says, Cora is cringe. She's a bit cringe, but she's young. She'll grow out of it. Ryan says, lol. Lol. It was the way I was brought up. My mum said if someone shows you love, then you show them love back. Devil horns to pop punk song. My fantasy team got 59 points in week 1. Surprised. Would have thought I would have waited till this week to score some points. So that's good. It's good. Good result. Too bad. Draco will be a jobber until he is released in July. Because I don't like him. I don't find him entertaining. I don't think he should be doing a job that he's not qualified to do. I just think he's rubbish. I think he's absolutely rubbish. Didn't like him when he was on the kickoff shows. Didn't like him when he was doing watch-alongs. Didn't like him when he was in NXT. I don't find him interesting, entertaining. I don't find him engaging. He is literally there so they can use his platform. They can use his show. It's all shallow. Just a talentless fop that I've got no interest in talking about or promoting or having conversations about. Is he there because he's a great commentator? No, he is not. He is not. True love is important, says Ryan. By the way, Days is massively into Cora Jade. Not true. He thinks she's so good. Not true. Even as fast as saying she's better than Serena Deeb. Not true. He's a huge fan of hers. Not true. Jason says Raquel and Cora are my picks. Right, we are at commercial break. We are at commercial break. And when we go back, Raquel, Cora against the other two girls. I'd imagine Raquel, Cora are going to go through. Primo said, do you think WWE will make any more budget cuts? Or has Vince realized that he can't avoid thinning the roster even more? I think they've largely done them. I would like to think they've largely done them. They surely can't afford to lose much more. So I've got to think that they're, you know, roughly where they would want to be. Oh, that over you? Here's Ivy Niall. Ivy, You want to be a part of Diamond Mine, you got to earn it the hard way. Yeah, I'm so into that. I'm into Ivy Niall. I'm into her. If you had to fight Ciampa or Bron, who would it be? I love these two. Who would it be? I don't know. Wouldn't really want to face either. I suppose Bron, in fact, to pick. He's a bit greener, isn't he? One thing you're going to get from Tommaso is you're going to get intensity. Right, we are up and running. Robert, shout out to you, dudes. Feather Woman, I know, yeah. Giving all this on the intro bit. Very cool. We've seen them before. I can't see him getting past Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade, though. Ivy got engaged, did she? Fair play, well done. I didn't hear that. Hammer Studio, shout out to you. AEW would have first picks if WWE released more. Dropkick. What are these noises? Who's screaming? There's a noise that was like someone that was like screaming. Is it just me that can hear this? Someone seemingly screaming their head off. It's gone now. Against the ropes goes Cora Jade. Knee strike by Cora Jade. Big knee strike by Cora. What happened to Cora Jade's mega push she was having back in 2021? She had a rocket strapped. Had the rocket strap, or has Nikki? Who is screaming? I don't understand. Do you reckon that is, like, someone that's got, like mental health problems? Perhaps it is. I don't know. All I can hear is someone in the crowd going, I can hear it as well, says Rashawn. It sounds like a kid. I don't know if it doesn't. I don't think it sounds like a kid. No, I wouldn't say it sounded like a kid, to be honest. But I've only started hearing them in this match. I can't say I've heard them in any other part of the show tonight. One, two, kick out. This is the most I've gotten in the past 5 months. I can hear it, and it's annoying, says James. I'm wondering, I can only presume that it is someone that's got, like, mental health issues. Missile drop kick to Cora Jade. 1, 2, kick out. Matthew said, Thunder Rosa or Britt Baker. I've got Thunder Rosa. I've got Thunder Rosa as well, yeah. I've got Thunder Rosa as well. I just think if it's not going to be Thunder Rosa, who is she going to lose it to? Triple T said an interesting name, but I don't know who that name was. It's not a name I was familiar with. Throwaway slam by Raquel. Raquel is in there. I think Raquel's going to clean house now, isn't she? It sounds like a deranged woman screaming. Raquel. God. That's a great spot. Picks up Cora Jade's. Kicks the one out. 1, 2, 3. So, Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez. Jade Cargill could beat DMD. Someone with mental age issues in WWE. Okay, so that's that done. So they're going to go and face Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu. The team that's... Oh, there's Saray with a necklace. There's Tiffany. This necklace. Little tacky, says Tiffany. God, everything goes from 0 to 10 million so quickly. That necklace is tacky. You can have one of mine. No, thank you. Ah! It's just so extreme, isn't it? She only said she didn't want your necklace. Jesus. She literally just didn't want a necklace. That was it. And that was enough to get slammed into a shutter. Right, now we've got Chase. Andre Chase. Chase U. Chase. I don't know who's facing. We're running out of time. Let's have a look. Chase. Who's he facing? God, so many tweets about tonight's show. It's been all right. Von Wagner. Von. Tiffany the Bunny. Yeah, she is a bully. All the old wrestlers that retire in WWE because they're too old keep going to AEW. So basically, AEW is a senior center. Robin said, Andre the Goat Chase. Edward said, just retweet Matt tweet. Yeah, I'll try and catch up with a few once I'm done. Did they announce Fastlane? They never announced it. No. I mean, there's still nothing. I mean, at the moment, it seems like there is no pay-per-view for this month. So, yeah, I really don't know. Right, we are at commercial break. Where are we? We've got 24 minutes of the show and a little overrun as well. But yeah, no Fastlane, no pay-per-view for this month. British Soundboard Prank said, I don't usually watch NXT. Is this a good episode? I have enjoyed it, to be fair. I would say this is a better episode, yeah. I would say the episodes that we've been getting recently have been better. I feel like they have kind of changed gears in recent weeks. Last week still wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. In all fairness, this week isn't quite where I want it to be, but this isn't bad. Yeah, this isn't bad. We'll obviously do full-time scores. But, I mean, with 20-odd minutes to go, I'm probably around a 6.5 area, kind of a 6.5-ish. I mean, I thought the opening match was pretty fun. It was good to see Gunter against Solo Sikoa. There's been nothing bad. But I don't think there's been anything that's really blown my mind really either. So I'm kind of around that ballpark at the moment. But there's still obviously Pete Dunne, Carmelo Hayes, and that could be a lot of fun. They should give us Fastlane to NXT, says El Siney. Does March really need a pay-per-view? What with it being so close to Mania? I would, but I would do it to kind of build up some of the other feuds. So, you know, you could always do a contract sign-in between, like, Roman and Brock. That could have happened at Fastlane. And then you could have had, mid-card title defended on there. So, you know, they're giving us quite a bit, or they're giving us more on Raw and SmackDown that could have been on a pay-per-view. Like, you could have done Finn Balor beating Damian Priest at Fastlane rather than it being on Raw. You could have done the contract signing rather than it being on SmackDown. I mean, yes, you do make those shows a bit weaker, but you can always fill those shows. You can always find a way of filling those with something else. But I think you could cobble together something. But you don't need it, I suppose. It's just weird to have a month without a pay-per-view. I got my eyes on a big fish, says Tony. Tonight is better than Raw, says Jilly. Oh, God. Still not even comparable, is it? Okay. Tony is setting his sights on Stand and Deliver. Here's Von Wagner. Who the hell is that girl Who the hell is that girl? Who's the girl? There was a woman standing in the entranceway in the crowd, and she was like... I mean, she absolutely looks like a plant. I don't know. Is she going to play a part in this at some point? Stupendimania. Can I unmute my TV? Has the screaming stopped? I think so. Okay, Von Wagner in the corner. I do like the Von Wagner. Is it Malcolm Bivens? No. Stone. Robert Stone. I do like those two. Von the Goat Wagner. James said, I saw that. It was another strange moment. I mean, it's not even like a hidden little thing, is it? I mean, she was very clearly like, and all this, like, what's going on there? I don't see how she would play into this, to be honest. They didn't reference her. Perhaps she's legit. My God. I mean, she looked stunning. I don't understand. Has she gone? I'm so confused. We'll have to have a look. I'd love it if it turned out she was the woman that was screaming earlier. I would love that. Imagine if they've just got this beautiful, just absolutely insane woman just running around. Like, 1 minute she's like... Yeah, and then the next minute she's like... Ah! When the match is like that as the wrestlers come out, and when the match is on, she's like... Ah! Screaming her head off. Oh, please be the same woman. She'll be my new favourite superstar, if so. Von Wagner in control. That's where we are. Von Wagner with a front face lock applied. Picking up Andre Chase. Whenever you jump on a trampoline, did you know it changes the season? No matter what time of year, it always becomes springtime. Lol. LSW said, watching NXT 2.0 is weird. It feels like you're being transported to like a fifth dimension. Goes down. Andre Chase charging over. Kicks coming into the back of the legs. And again. One more for the road. Hits the leg. That takes Von Wagner's leg out. Clothesline. Kick again. And again. He's kicking away at Von Wagner, who's down. Okay, they're going up to Robert Stone. Here's Von Wagner. Into the ring post. How long we got? 15 minutes. I would kick her out if I was the security guards. Okay, Chase getting in there. Clothesline. On the shoulders of Von Wagner. Boom. Planted. 1, 2, 3. Von Wagner wins. Tommy says, NXT has been amazing tonight. She is still there. She is still there. I'm perplexed by her now. I can't figure out what's happening. I wonder if she's planted there for Carmelo. Well, we'll find out. Matthew said, we want Cody. Maybe she is Cody. Perhaps she's going to jump over the railing and take the wig off and it's going to be Cody Rhodes. Or perhaps it is Cody. He just let his hair grow out a little bit. Yeah, she sucked. Nikita. My song is 30 seconds. Kenny, shout out to you. Imagine if she was planted there every week. Right, here's Carmelo. Is anything going to happen here with this girl? Hayes. Wearing a Pete Dunne shirt that's got a cross through it. Puts it down on the ground, walks over the top of it. She's gone? She's gone now? She's gone? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Why has she gone? She was planted. For what? To literally just do that in the background for that one thing. What is going on? I don't understand. I don't know what's happening. NXT is blowing my mind tonight. It's just absolutely blowing my mind. They removed the plant. I mean, if she was still there, then a part of me would be like, well, perhaps she isn't a plant. But now she's not there. I'm like, well, okay, well, she was planted there then. But for what purpose? To do something in the background when Von Wagner walked out. God, it's weird. Weird. That's weird. I'm confused. I'm also confused. There was a girl in the crowd when Von Wagner came out, and she was like posing in the background as he made his way out. And we were like, okay, well, what? She's there for a reason. What are they going to have her do? She ain't done nothing. And now she's not even there. So it's very bizarre. They told her not to scream. Hammer Studio said, this show and Raw are on the same level for me. Perhaps she went to use the bathroom. Women don't go to the bathroom, Johnny. Come on, Johnny. That's a dude thing. LSW says, does creative think that having a woman in the front row is going to have purpose? Don't know. Perhaps they just felt they needed to get more women on the show. I don't know what. I don't know. Perhaps they feel the crowd's not sexy enough, and so they just momentarily sexied it up a little bit more. Wild. We're all going to keep an eye out for her next week. Yeah, we will, definitely. Next time Von walks out, perhaps this is like a weird thing they're doing. Perhaps her gimmick is she's a stalker, a simp for Von Wagner. Perhaps that's her gimmick. I don't know. It's maybe to make Von Wagner look more sexy. She was looking at him up and down. Yeah. Like, perhaps they're going to try and make out that he's like, whoa, look at him. Maybe. Watch out next week when Von Wagner comes out. If there's a woman that's all like... Keep an eye. Hashtag I am in love, says Boomers TV. Days I'm watching NXT 2.0. Johnny said, everyone uses the bathroom. Well, then you haven't been watching these streams very long, have you? Doing a Mickey James to Trish story on NXT 2.0. Sonny said the world is confusing. That is true. G+2 is Days and Austin at WrestleMania. Where is he anyway? Or is the little perv? I'm confused, but I don't know why. I will figure it out, but I will continue to throw my macho around. Oh, sounds filthy. Right. NXT Roadblock next week. Tommaso Ciampa, Bron Breakker, Dolph Ziggler. JDE says confusion everywhere. Creed Brothers against Imperium. Hashtag wrestling is confusing. Please don't make Von Wagner the next Val Venus. LA Knight against Grayson Waller. LSW said, hashtag we don't miss Austin. Are you ready for Tony Khan's huge announcement? Yes. I think Tony Khan's huge announcement is that Tony Khan has been coming to NXT 2.0 dressed as a woman and stroking his hair when wrestlers come out in the front row. That's Tony Khan's big announcement. And then he'll be like, go back and watch the past several weeks, and we will. And we'll be like, oh my God, he was there all along, look. There's a T-shirt that's got Pete Dunne's face on. I'm looking for her still. She's still not there. Oh my God, I'm starting to wonder if she was ever there. It's good to have the Bruiserweight back. Is Roadblock going to be the new takeover? I don't think so. I think it's just like a TV special. Championship. What if the big announcement is Jeff Hardy's debut? Could be. I only watch AEW when Tony Khan has got big announcements. Oh, that's every week then. Carmelo Hayes, Mr. Bout It. Maybe she is in the bathroom. Maybe. Right, Carmelo against Pete Dunne. This is our main event, and it is for the North American Championship. Bunker said, where is Tony at? We just saw Tony is getting ready for a match at Stand and Deliver. But he doesn't know against who yet. So we are going to get some Tony goodness soon enough. It's not a big announcement because Jeff is going to AEW. It's obvious, says James. I love the announcer's voice, says Let Him In. It's finally good to see you. I'm out of hospital. I had a concussion on my bike. Good to see you. I had a concussion on my bike. Eric, shout out to you, dude. Days, do you miss Austin? Oh, God, no. No, definitely not, no. I think what it does do is it gives other people opportunity to shine, basically. Eric, I just saw your super chat as well. Says ARW equals NXT 1.0 redo or redux. Redo. Changed my mind. Do Mark AEW fans know if Leva Bates, Wingman, QT Marshall, Dustin feud, Sonny Kiss, the real AEW? What AEW is NXT 1.0? Do AEW fans if is AEW NXT 1.0? Yeah, suppose it's pretty close to it, yeah. I think there was I think it's obviously a bit bigger because obviously NXT was in Full Sail. This is in arenas. They travel around. They have like obviously a bigger budget. So it kind of is, but just scaled up. And obviously they use a lot more legends than what NXT did. NXT did still bring in people, you know, did bring in some main roster stars, but by and large it relied on its own roster. Whereas with NXT, with AEW, they've got Sting, Arn Anderson, you know, the flipping list goes on, doesn't it? Tully and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it's a fair comparison. I would like to see more former wrestlers become commentators. I would like that as well, James. I thought Samoa Joe did a fantastic job. I was disappointed to see Samoa Joe removed from that position. Yeah, I do. I think, you know, they know what stories to tell. They know the moves. They know what stories to tell. I think Excalibur does a good job for AEW. I am someone that enjoys hearing about the different moves. I've heard that Jim Cornette criticizes him. And it seems like Jim Cornette's big issue is the fact that Excalibur was not really that well known. And it just seems like Jim Cornette's a bit wound up that he continues to wear the mask, which I must admit doesn't bother me. I'm not bothered that he wants to wear that mask. I do agree, you know, I ain't got a clue who he was. I think he wrestled for like PWG or something like this. But just because he had a career that didn't reach the heights of whatever, you know, if he still wants, if that's important to him and his fan base that he continues to wear that mask, I don't have an issue with it. I just, you know, I think that his commentary is pretty good. It's not perfect. I think when there's something shocking happening, I think he tries to inject a bit in there, but he only goes so far. You know, it's not the same as like Jim Ross. Like, it always seems like Excalibur is shocked at the same amount of level each time. Like, it's always like, oh my God, that's Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill is here. She must know what the secret is. Like, he always seems to be prepared for the shocking thing that's happening. Like, and he's never really caught off or flustered or caught off guard or anything. And sometimes a little bit of that might help, actually. It's always like this happened. He's like, oh my God, now this is happening. And this must be happening because this happened before. Like, it's always like, the script. I wish he would change that. His calling of the matches is good. His move knowledge is incredible. Like, the way that he calls it is some of the best I've ever heard, ever. But yeah, that's something I would love to like see him improve upon. You know, if you think about like JR with his good God Almighty, he's broken in half, damn it, he's got a family, damn it, all this kind of stuff. Like, that never felt scripted. That felt like him reacting to something that's just. But with Excalibur, it's like, oh my God, this has happened, and it's happened because of this, and this is going to lead to this, and what's this person going to think about this? And it's like, oh my God. Live a little. But he does a great job. And I think it would be great if yeah, more. Look at flipping thingy. Nigel McGuinness is great. I love Nigel McGuinness. Eric said Cornette has got more issues than Playboy. It's good. If NXT Stand and Deliver will happen in Dallas, fun fact, first time this year with a huge crowd. Days, I've DM'd you. It's about that girl. Okay. Let's have a look. Guys, I didn't know this, but LSW is at the show. LSW is at the show, and not only is LSW there, he's sat next to that girl. This is so exciting. This is so exciting. To boy, thank you for sending me this. So we've got a picture of that girl, and wow. Can I just tell you that this picture of LSW, are you ready? Look at that. Look at that. That is an amazing image of our very own LSW sat next to that girl that was in the crowd. And can I just tell you, that guy, that LSW is so shocked, he can't even bring himself to point. His shirt is having to do it for him. His T-shirt is having to point for him. Look, he's having to actually hold his hand down. This LSW is having to hold his own hand down, and his shirt is doing the pointing. Have you ever seen such shock in all your life? That's that girl we were talking about. And now she's gone. Jeez, that is such a great image. That is a great image to put. I hope you've tweeted this out. That is like one of my all-time favorite wrestling images. I feel like that is, I could do like 2 hours on this image alone. To like the moment when a boy becomes a man, captured in picture form. This is. That is the exact moment. Before this picture was taken, he was talking to his parents like, "Hey, Mom, can we get sweets on the way home? Can we go to McDonald's?" And all this. And then as soon as he saw this woman, he was like, "I'm going to move out. I'm going to move out, Ma. I'm going to get a job." Look at that. LS Dub says, "I'm in Antarctica. That's Austin. We haven't seen him all night." I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe that was just a ruse. Perhaps you're just claiming that you're in Antarctica because actually you're just spending your life buying tickets, sitting next to pretty blonde girls at various events. Maybe that's what you do now. Perhaps this is your life now. Shoulder up by Peter. Mum, can we go to the toy shop? Can we go to McDonald's? Mum, I want to get back home because I'm moving out and I'm putting all my savings in crypto. Telling you, that kind of experience, that change. Look at that, changes a guy. That is better than Angry Miz Girl. That is better than the shocked face guy during the end of the streak, to be honest. I mean, it is absolute scenes. I hope that you've tweeted that out to boy because I need to retweet it. And I want you to get all the glory for that because it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Here we go. Oh my God, that bitter end was brutal. He just deaded Carmelo. And Carmelo rolls. Yeah, even NXT has tweeted out, she gets it. Yeah, she does, from the kid next to her. She gets it. She gets it. Yeah, from that little lad. From LSW. Honestly, that moment, I don't know why, I mean, it derailed this show. As soon as that happened, we've not been able to talk about anything else, but it has provided me with my single greatest wrestling-related photo ever. I mean, that to me is more iconic than Hogan and Andre face-to-face. I mean, that is just life. That is everything. I want that to be in the little, you know, the little booklet you get when you go to a funeral. When you come to my funeral, it won't be a picture of me on the front. It's going to be that image. It's going to be that image. And then it'll have, like, wrestling days. You know, 21 years old, sadly passed away. Ah, so good. So good. How does one get Hogan 85? What, that figure? It's coming out, innit? Or what do you mean, the belt itself? I don't think they make it. Leg drop to the back of the head. I'm sure you'll get an unofficial on eBay replica. But I've never seen WWE make a replica of it. LSW is very lucky getting to sit next to her. No. She's lucky sitting next to LSW. That's what's really happening. Carmelo, very, from what I saw, very impressive. I must admit, I was distracted. Melo retains. Samoa Joe revealed he caught COVID, and that was the reason why he relinquished the title. He didn't get injured, which was what was given at the time, says Daniel. That is the kid that asked for a candy bar but gets 25 candy bars. I'm a gold mine, says Carmelo Hayes. Ladder match. Okay, so there's going to be a ladder match. Someone replied with that to someone who was there with that I didn't make it. Oh. It's a great picture. It's a great picture. I don't want to steal it off someone. Damn it. Well, even so, it's the greatest wrestling-related picture of all time. There's no denying that. Right. We're done. We've got to the end of the show. Let's tally up some scores. Tally up. What do you score NXT? 8 to 10. 7 to 7.5. I think I know what score LSW's giving it. Think I know what score LS Dub's giving it. AJ has 554 days as Universal. Stand and Deliver announced. Hammer Studios, shout out to you. Ryan says, I barely hear you swear. Flip off, mate. Flip off. I flippin' swear all the time, you mother flipper. James said, that was a good show, and I can honestly say it's the best match I've seen Andre Chase and Valentina and Ulisa have since being on NXT 2.0. Ladder match against Dunn. I don't know, it wasn't very clear. I don't know. 7 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6.55, 7. This show gets a 7 mainly because of LSW. Yeah, LSW. You made this show, dude. Can I just say the best part of NXT was that picture? Yeah, it's all down to LSW. Well done, buddy. Always delivers for this community. LSW, such a great part of this community. God, I know whoever has sent that tweet. So, boy, you need to find that tweet again. Send me the original tweet so that I can retweet the original tweet because I really want to get that picture out there. This picture deserves to be seen by the masses. It's the greatest picture of all time. Right, where are we then with this? We've had 83 votes. 83 votes. Carmelo's defense is going to be in a ladder match. Zachary, good night. Let him in. Shout out to you. 2 out of 10, but the stream was 10, says Ham Studios. LSW takes a bow. So you should, mate. See you Friday night. See you Friday night. Yeah, 10 more votes. We'll get to 100, and then we'll end the poll to get people's thoughts. LS Dub. Legend Killer with a 7. 1987 Big Fan with a 5. Rye with a 6.63. Volta needs to chop me, says Ryan. Johnny says, I will like that tweet. Well, if we can find it, if we can get to it or see it again, then we'll retweet it. If not, well, we've always got the memories of this stream, haven't we? You are a legend, LSW. Yeah. Zachary, good night. Dylan, good night. Days, who is LSW? I don't know, to be honest. I think it's a bot. I think it's a bot that we've taken into our hearts and has made, you know, those bots that it was a bot. You know those bots that keep saying, like, if you want to see, like, naked ladies, click on this link. Well, what we did was over a long period of time, we spoke to that bot and we tried to get an answer, and then one day it gave us an answer. Just a yes or no at first, but we kept working at it. And now it can actually carry full conversations. So, yeah, that's LSW in the chat. And that, I think LSW is basically the company that the bot used to work for. Probably still does. It might still do bot work elsewhere. I don't know. But a much loved part of this community. Right, we've had 100 votes. And let's have a look at the score. What do you score, NXT? 38% said 7 to 7.75. 26% said 8 to 10. 26% said 6 to 6.75. 7% said 5.75 or below. I like the main event. I thought this was pretty solid. I wouldn't go higher. I would probably go lower to 6.75. I mean, it was fine, man. It was fine. It's fine. I don't know. There's some. I think the Volta match let me down a little, just a little. LA Knight was good. It was tidy. Yeah. I mean, 38% of you went 7 to 7.75. And then, like, people were torn between going above that or below that. I would go, personally, below. Like, as I said, I would go to 6.75. So I'm kind of flirting between the two. But, yeah, I'm around that ballpark, so... right, we're done. Anyway, guys, appreciate the support. Appreciate you joining us. We did, we've had a busy night tonight. We did a football match. We did great wrestling escape pod. And then we've done NXT. And thankfully, it's turned out to be like a decent show. I think, it was a decent show. So, right, we are back tomorrow with Tony Khan's mystery announcement. We'll see what that's all about. And... And then, obviously, we've got football and SmackDown coming up on Friday. So, awesome, guys. Have a great evening wherever you are. Really appreciate the support. I will see you again next time. Bye for now.